Hello, everyone, and welcome back for some more E3 coverage here on the Stanpai channel. We're actually jumping right into this No More Heroes presentation, which I just found out about before we're going to watch the Bandai Namco presentation. So I'm going to be playing this at 1.5 times speed just so we can kind of get through it in a timely manner and not miss the Bandai stuff. But as it turns out, there actually was coverage for No More Heroes 3, and it was not aired with the other Nintendo Treehouse content for some reason, probably because of age rating. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just get to watching this and enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, I'm Bill, and welcome to this very
We'll be jumping over to Bandai Namco as soon as we're done.
No More Heroes 3. I'm here with Tyler, and we're going to take you through the paces of the game. Say hello, Tyler.
Hey everyone.
If you know the series, you know that this is developed by Grasshopper Manufacture and by Suda Goichi, aka Suda51, also known as perhaps the most punk rock game developer in the industry. I love Suda and what he brings to these games. He is a hardcore indie developer, and he brings a real punk rock DIY spirit. The game is full of tons of action and a lot of irreverent humor. But Tyler, why don't you tell us a little bit about this particular game and our hero, Travis Touchdown?
So No More Heroes 3, this takes place 9 years after No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. That's within the games. It's been quite a few years since No More Heroes 2 came out on the Wii. And 2 years after Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, which was a spin-off, but there are a few elements that you will see in this game as well from there. So we are now going to be taking control of Travis Touchdown, who numerous times climbed to the top of the assassin rankings to be the #1 ranked assassin. He is a passing assassin, but also he's an otaku who loves his anime waifus and pro wrestling and all sorts of movies, music, and a lot of references do come out, and you even hear them in the game. And it really shows his passion for the things that he loves. Well, he goes around and kills his various enemies, in this case, aliens who have invaded planet Earth, and now he needs to get to the top of the galactic superhero rankings.
Right, well, we're just a couple months from launch. The game launches on August 27th, so today we are going to show off the sort of enhanced battle system of No More Heroes 3, and we'll show a little bit of customization, and then we'll finish with a very special final battle. So should we jump into gameplay, Tyler?
Yes, let's jump in right away. So let's start a battle. And I'm playing with 2 Joy-Con controllers because the added motion does seem to make a lot more fun, I think. But you can play without them. So basic moves, some heavy moves. All right.
And as you can see, Travis.
So as we can see, it's moving a little bit fast.
Use that to block incoming enemy attacks like that.
Hey, Bluebird.
You've also got, as you noted, your standard moves, your strong moves. You've got some kicks you can use as well to kind of disorient your opponents. And then in the bottom right, you've got a little meter there. And as you fill that meter, it creates.
It looks like No More Heroes to me.
Will spin,
a bit muddy.
To line up,
oh, hey, Validia.
like you just did, you get a little bonus.
Well, that makes it a lot easier to know who I'm talking to.
So
oh, yes.
with the charge of beam katana,
I always
that's like
forget.
we've always had to.
That's right.
Moe.
The beam katana runs out of energy. As you use up,
Same as ever.
You don't have to use motion controls, but I do every time.
And once again, we're watching this at 1.5 times speed so that we can try to not desync with the start of the Bandai Namco presentation. Don't want to miss anything.
They're a little tricky. All right, let's just take them out. Some heavy moves, maybe put him into a stun mode with some stars above his head. Nope, we're just gonna finish him off.
There you go.
And I should probably use my Death Glove. It only has 1 ability in right now.
And of course, the Death Glove is basically
Yeah,
a new
Grim.
power-up
Welcome back.
that Travis has in this game, correct?
Right, it's first made its appearance in Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes, but that was more of a spin-off. It's kind of fun to see some of those elements make it over to this one as well. All right, let's see. Can we stun these? I think we got some stun off. Nope, we're just gonna finish them. All right, nope, nothing on the roulette this time.
Now, of course, the other thing you can see here is Grasshopper Manufacturer takes quite a bit of inspiration from retro gaming. You can see that in the pixelated meter down below of the cat that sort of transforms into the tiger as you fill it up. You can see the pixelated health gauges of the aliens and Travis's own pixelated heart gauge and energy gauge with the battery there. But lots of fun sort of retro-inspired hints all throughout the game and the series.
I did not show the tweet, but yeah, and just before we started this stream, Grim pointed out to me.
For this
Oh, that
game,
was sick.
Each alien
They
blood colors,
they
so
put,
every
oh, you're
alien bleeds a
approaching
different
me
color.
on the actual official Nintendo of America Twitter. It's a actual
Is there anything else
JoJo
you can tell us
reference.
about these aliens, Tyler?
Crazy.
All these aliens also have their different unique designs, attack patterns, and you'll have to use various strategies to make sure you can take them out, as a lot of them might try to attack you at the same time. So
Now, I notice here that you got a C rank. Are you planning on maybe coming back into the stage later and see if you can improve that rank?
oh, for sure. And with some of these extra pickups right here at the end, that will be used for some of our customization options later.
Oh, yeah. Tape deck? Vinyl doll?
It's been a while
This is
since
another
I've
day
made
one purchase for me.
with a tape deck.
Love No More Heroes.
All right. So if you don't mind, we're gonna.
I've made plenty of content about it on my channel.
So I think we're going to head back to the motel, the No More Heroes motel. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that is Travis Touchdown's home base. So we'll get to see where he spends his time in between all of his assassinations.
It's probably increasing his anime waifu collection. And yes, you do save on toilets in this game, just like every other before. So we're in Travis's pad. I don't have any capsule toys, so there's nothing in my toy collection at the moment. We're still a little early in the game. Right here, here's the bed, and you can see his posters for all of his anime waifus.
Yep. It's got a nice little fire pole. That's drop down on the next level.
And stairs right
Yo,
there.
I'm so ready.
Let's check out the wardrobe. So you're gonna be able to collect a variety of T-shirts. Let's take off Travis's jacket just for a little while. Oh, got various colors. Any colors you'd like to see, Bill?
How about yellow?
Let's see. Do we got a yellow? Oh, we got a yellow.
There we go.
All right, and we'll put that jacket back on. I mean, we could also go into pajamas, but let's let's keep it this way with your yellow shirt. All right. Some other fun things you might come across in Travis's pad is cat Jean.
His cat.
You can play with Jean.
Jean.
Oh, look, that's so sweet. Of course, do you get anything for playing with Jean, or is this really just all about playing with the cat?
You get nothing. You get to play with the cat. I mean, what else do you want? What else more could you ask?
That's right. So you're trying to throw the ball into the circle,
Yes.
and then Jean will dive and bat it away.
Yes. And it gets progressively more and more difficult over time. And then I think the ring gets smaller, and how the ball gets placed starts to get a little more aggressive. If you don't do it right, well, Jean isn't very happy with you.
Hey, you suck.
Yes, Jean. Yes.
Yes, there's some of that classic No More Heroes humor.
And Jean's getting bored. Right. Okay, I'll try to get it in the ring this time for real. All right, there you happy,
go.
Jean?
All right, maybe that's enough Jean for now.
That hurts. But I score 5.
But yeah, high score, 5 points, not bad.
You'd always come back and play with Jean. Why not? Always get to play with the kitty.
So obviously lots of little things to do here in Travis's motel room, but as you can see, the pole actually goes down another level.
And here are where we can find some of our customization options. So let's talk to Naomi, who is very nice. And we're going to do
Dr.
some
Naomi.
here. The power up machine.
Oh yeah.
Temjin.
So we have our World in Supernova, which is kind of like our energy currency to boost some of these. So let's increase my health a little. Ooh, of course, you always want more attack.
And that's currency that you earn through battles and completing missions, and then
Yes.
you bring it back here and start upgrading Travis and his abilities.
That's correct. You can even see some of these other special attacks, which are super cool.
Oh.
And I do want them, but I definitely don't have the currency at the moment. But
Yeah.
ooh, let's not dodge. Let's gotta start somewhere though, right? You can see how much.
So what did you just add there?
This one was the dash attack.
Great.
All right, and we got a little left, so let's add to our power there.
I'm down.
That makes it so the beam katana will not run out of power as quickly.
That's correct.
So what are the titles that I've said have been a
And
day
one
one
thing
for
that you'll
me?
notice is, there is a
Definitely
few
No
things
More
where you can come out
Heroes.
and challenge previous bosses you've
WarioWare. Those are the only definitive day one purchases I can think of immediately that I'm like really
Ships. You'll
personally
notice
interested
that,
in.
We collected some enemies like a tape deck in our last battle. This
Oh,
uses
there you go.
some
Death
great
Glove
chips.
chips.
So let's make a great chip.
Oh,
And
okay.
the bacon goes up a little bit. I love these retro references. Makes me want to make more.
I mean, we saw some of them in the other
The
trailers.
Death Glove, and then that's increasing your attack power.
It's a Mega Man vibe.
Damage you take.
Yep, that's a good gamble, I think.
Yeah.
Love these sounds. Some other fun options. You can order sushi. In the game, you will come across some stands to buy sushi.
Yeah.
But you can also order it to go. So I'm going to go with a personal favorite, Maguro. This does replenish health and eating during battle. I know, Bill, can we get your order?
I will take some Ikura today, I think.
All right. You could really increases attack. We got a bit more to go through. Anything else?
Maybe a little tamago.
Ooh, not bad. Increases tension. All right. And that gets delivered to you when you make your call.
And then you can use those in battle to help replenish health and things like that.
That's correct. And then here's a tutorial.
So as
if
we
you
kind of
want to
work
and
through
some
this
tutorials.
and enjoy this, also a little planning ahead for the Bandai Namco showcase, what to expect, I have no idea. Palladium, you were saying if they show, I got a mosquito, if they show dot hack, you will fall to the ground. I don't doubt that. Dot hack is awesome. And it'd be so cool to see some more dot hack coming back in.
Travis Touchdown's signature irreverence and style.
In the UFO.
Yeah, I mean, you can just get a sense of, overall this game and the series as a whole has kind of as I mentioned, a very kind of DIY punk ethic to it, sort of a grindhouse style, if you will, in terms of their approach just to the content and the visuals.
Also, Gene has always sounded like this, so don't worry about it.
It's a pretty deep voice for Gene.
Just remember that Earth also counts as a planet in space.
Noted.
Bloodthirsty people are generally the same everywhere.
Travis makes a good point.
Let's go.
This is Gold Joe. He is number 9 in the Galactic Superhero rankings.
Okay, so Travis needs to defeat him to move his way up in the rankings?
That's right. He has to defeat 9 to become 9.
Oh, Joe looks pretty spectacular.
You want a dot hack tattoo?
It's a fabulous light show. Travis is in it.
Hope you liked it.
This is so funny.
I project images relevant to one another onto physical matter, making it seem as though there's a beautiful space existing right there. It's cutting edge magic. So projection mapping, right? I'm already sick of seeing that shit. With this sort of thing, from like the second time you see it,
Yeah, Travis
your
knows it
brain
all.
already understands what's going on. You can't not see it as fake.
Oh, snap. Snap, crackle, and bippity pop. You guys on Earth are really something. To think that you'd be ahead of us in this sort of artwork.
Also, that's way too much time wasted on something like simple projection mapping. Don't waste budget money on shit like this.
Oh, snap. Snap, crackle, and bippity poppity pop.
I have to give Goljo some extra points on those reactions.
Well, I can tell you, Travis is certainly not earning any favor with Gold Joe at the moment. That's for sure.
Snap, crackle, and bippity poppity poopity pow.
So you're gonna use blue and red magnetic north-south to bust out some just slightly puzzle-ish attacks, right?
Damn.
Travis knows everything already.
Crackle like that. Damn.
That's what I thought. Bingo. Okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. For red, throw up an N mark above your head.
I love
And
this.
throw up an S for blue. That'll make it simpler. Gamers like that kind of thing.
I don't know if I can do exactly as you
I like how Goljo is ready to comply.
I'll try my best.
Nice.
That's right.
Show me a good time.
Of course, Travis touchdown, breaking
No
the
way.
ball as always.
All right. So a lot of things are going on right now.
Yeah,
Goljo has changed his polarity, so I want to match that, and I can use it to push him into the electric fence.
that's right. So basics of the way magnetism works, if you have different polarities, the two of you will attract. Gold Joe would pull Travis touchdown towards him. To change your polarity, you run over either the red or the blue square to change to that color. And then if you've got your polarities matching, Travis touchdown can use that to push Gold Joe into these electrified boundaries of the red.
This is pretty
At the
cool.
top, Goljo has his health bar in 3 segments. That will determine. Oh, I did a perfect dodge.
Nice.
So let's see if I can get something. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yo, nice.
Activate. So let's see if we can get a toss in. And yes.
There you go. Nice little suplex.
So thing about the phases, I need to watch out because there's not going to be a special animation to tell you the phases changed. But so now he's summoning projectiles. I have to be on my watch once these phases change because it'll make things a lot more difficult if I'm not careful.
Yep.
All right, push him away. But I do need to fall in battle once to show.
One of the things that was kind of a problem with No More Heroes before was that I felt that a lot of the bosses can sometimes drag on for too long, and this is obviously just a demo showcase, but this is clearly not going to take too long. I mean, he's already gotten down to his final section of health.
I need to show everyone what happens if you aren't unsuccessful.
Ooh.
Okay.
Never mind. Dude got owned.
So it's going to say,
You dead.
If you choose to retry, which I'm going to do, you have this roulette. Did I get a bonus? No bonus.
Nothing in particular to report.
But you might get a bonus, which I was really hoping for.
Oh, this is really funny. I like how they handled this.
Someone stop.
Stop.
All right.
All right, 1.5 times attack power.
Thank
You
you, Sylvia.
win.
Thank you, Bill.
There you go. Now we're gonna get this done.
All right, let's do this.
Now let's do this.
Okay, well, I guess that's, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to this. I'm so glad to be a No More Heroes fan. I hope that they release the Killian Dollar trilogy in the US, because I want that version of it, where you can get all 3 games physical.
Additional currency there, but no bonuses for the battle.
Oh, gotta watch out. Come on. Let's push him away. Oh,
Alright, we can now kind of even out the stream a little bit. Yeah, so, great question. When did they upload this? This was uploaded during the treehouse, and for some reason, I assume it's because the game is rated M, they chose not to put it in the normal lineup. So we were watching, like, Mario Golf and stuff. I would have been doing this. This is my jam. You know, I know I'm not the only No More Heroes fan here. I mean, I reached out to you specifically, Kibby, to tell you to get your ass in here, just because I know.
But we're still operating. With 1.5 times
So
attack
yeah,
power.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's No More Heroes.
All right.
push him away.
Push him away.
All right. We got him into the 3rd phase.
Come on, you've got him to phase 3. Hopefully you've got him on the ropes now. Oh, get there.
Push him away. Push him away. All
There you
right.
go. Oh. Oh,
And
and you got more currency. At least this battle's gonna pay
Let's
off
do
for
it.
you.
let's finish this.
There you go. 3rd time's a charm. That was 3 times, right?
Whew, think so. At the very end, you always have to make sure you get the job done. So it's my favorite. This prompt.
I'll tell you, Kibby, with how much you like Fu and everybody else, I bet you love the design of the Shin Megami
Of course, this is
Tensei
just one of the
5
boss
Pro
battles in No More
Tag.
Heroes 3. One of the things that I'm really excited about for the game is just the sheer variety of bosses. I think there will even be some that may leave people surprised at what they're going to end up doing in some of those battles.
There's a lot of really interesting stuff that went into this game, and I'm hoping everyone will continue to be surprised as they go through it.
That's why I make such good money.
All right, well, I think that wraps up our demo for today.
Excellent.
Unless there's anything else you wanted to add, Tyler?
I think we have a special message from Suda51 himself.
That's right. Let's take a look.
Sensei.
はい、皆さん、こんにちは。平さん、素敵なプレイありがとうございます。グラスオーパーマネージャーの須田剛一です。ここには須田51と出てるかもしれません。そんなことはさておき、皆さん、ノーマーヒーローズ3いかがでしたでしょうか。プレイヤブル映像、そしてボスバトルたくさん見てもらいました。どうですか。何最高。もう予約したい。マジっすか。ありがとうございます。もう少しお待ちください。いや、今回はですね、トラビス・タッチダウンが殺し屋同士の戦いではなくて、殺し屋対宇宙人、トラビスがたった一人で上から来るやばい連中、宇宙人の本当に。
I'm super about this.
見ていただいたゴールド上やばかったですよね。いや、あんなもんじゃないんですよ。すっげえやばいのがもうたくさん出てきます。そして本当にゴリゴリのアクションゲームだけじゃなくて、本当ノーマーヒーローズらしいですね。ちょっと一風変わったボスバトル、そんなものもたくさん用意してますし、過去作ではバイトミッションというものがあったんですけども、今回もボランティアミッションという形で、トラビスの草刈りだったりとか、ゴミ拾いだったりとか、街のために
Cool.
トラビス
Nice.
を保護するようなそんなミニゲームを用意しています。
Keeping it as it should be.
愛機であるデムザンティガーというバイクに乗ってフリーマップでいろんな場所に
Bandai Namco started?
乗ってですね、駆け抜けています。
Oh, I thought it was supposed to start in a couple minutes.
今現場で作ってます。僕もすぐ戻ってデバッグしないといけないんですけども、もうちょっとね、お話しさせてく
Go
ださい。
man, go man, go man. More thing to say. That's not true.
確かそうなんですよ。任天堂スイッチでノーマーヒーローズ1、2、そしてトラビス・ストライクス・アゲインというノーマーヒーローズシリーズ3本発売されています。なんとこの3本、もう買っていただいている、ゲーマーの皆さんもいると思います。そしてこれからも買うであろう皆さん、なんとセーブデータがあるとですね、T シャツが入手できます。もう最高じゃないですか。ノーマーヒーローズ1の T シャツ、ノーマーヒーローズ2の T シャツ、そしてトラビス・ストライクス・アゲインの T シャツ、これを着て、もうさっそうとノーマーヒーローズ3プレイしてください。もう発売まで待てません。僕も待てません。でも頑張ってゼロバグ取りますから。はい。もちろん回収作業なんてありませんよ。大丈夫です。しっかり作りますから。さあ、もう僕も仕事戻りますけども、ツリーハウスライブについにノーマーヒーローズ3が来ました。これからね、まだたくさん、もうすげえゲームたくさん待ってると思いますけども、皆さんぜひ、ノーマーヒーローズ3応援してください。
頑張れ。
もうね、めちゃくちゃ、とんでもない、本当に、エクスクルーシブなゲームにしてますんで、ご期待ください。それではさよなら。僕ちょっと現場戻りますんで、さよなら。
Man,
Thank you, Suda-san.
they robbed him.
I think we saw in there from Suda-san that there's going to be some special bonuses. Tyler, do you want to talk about those bits?
Right, so for those of you that have save data from No More Heroes, No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, these are the remasters on Nintendo Switch. And save data from Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes, you'll get a shirt, specifically Travis's main shirt from those games that you can then wear in this game. So very exciting stuff.
Great. Thank you all for watching. You can catch all of our Nintendo Treehouse Live segments uploaded onto YouTube very soon if they're not there already. So hope you'll check them all out. And thank you for watching No More Heroes 3. And remember, it launches on August 27th.
Awesome.
Right, so stay tuned, and hopefully you'll check the game out when it's available.
Pre-orders start on eShop, hopefully very soon.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
All right. So now we're going to move on over to the Namco Bandai, which I don't think... Has it started yet? Formally? I don't think so. So yeah, before we get into this, whatever's going on the Bandai Namco stuff, we're gonna go ahead and just talk a little bit about, I think what they did is wrong. What they did was a total sham on throwing out not having No More Heroes in that main lineup. That's really not cool. Suda got robbed, and I'm not happy about it because more people should have been aware of the game. So yeah, let's try to get that Bandai stream up, because I mean, where the heck is it? I have one of them open right now, and I don't know, is this it? I'm starting to wonder if I'm even looking at the right stream. Let me get through these ads. Something about the Akkadian Empire.
God King, Naram Sin, and he essentially cursed his people. He sacked this temple and brought famine and devastation to his own people. And so a lot of the history is lost, but we've done a lot of research about it. And then we had a lot of happy accidents that linked into the story we wanted to tell. And the fun thing for us is we get to do our own take on it. We get to
Is this-
see it, and obviously
I'll transition the screen over in just a
At
moment.
the end of the sneak peek, the trailer, we saw monsters. Tell us a bit more about what's going on there.
Is House of
Literally
Ash
what
what
you're
should
playing
I
with,
should
they
be
don't
seeing
really
right
know
now?
what they're coming up against. They're not human. They're bigger. They're larger. They're faster. The team aren't going to know if there's one or two of them, or hundreds or thousands of them. And that's kind of the threat with this. You know, they've got guns. Maybe they could try and take one of them down. But maybe there's another one around the corner, or maybe there's a group of them, and maybe they're going to get ambushed.
Maybe they're like a cluster.
Exactly,
And they
yeah,
all pop
a
out at
nest,
once.
as it were.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to work on. And
Okay,
see
this
these
is
things
it.
move around and how horrific they can be. They're different to us. They perceive the world in a different way. Getting little snippets of it in the darkness, and did I see that? Was it something that moved? Or is it actually just one of the other soldiers that's stuck in the catacombs?
Who's there?
We like to try and misdirect people on things, you know, that did you see something, did you not? And that's a great thing within horror, that you think you're going to be scared right now, and we're not going to scare you now. We'll scare you in a minute when
It's
you're not
coming.
expecting it.
It's always coming.
Yeah, always.
So should we expect a huge amount of peril in the game?
Definitely. We love to do it. You know, it's fun for us to work on. As horrific as it is, and we know that our fans love it as well. So yeah, there's at least 60 unique deaths, and there's a whole ton of variation on that as well. So Merwin and some of the others, you're going to see different things happening to them depending on how you play it out. You know, getting ripped and shredded and torn, and because there's a firefight, there's going to be bullets flying as well, and all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the deaths; it's the gore that goes along with it, and you know, lots of blood.
Wicked. It sounds absolutely terrifying. I'm in.
No, not gonna lie, man. It's pretty bad.
What differences have you made, or changes have you made to the gameplay and mechanics for House of Ashes?
We're always evolving the Dark Pictures. We listen to a lot of the feedback from our fans, and also our team, what they want to do, how they want to push things forward. So we tried some stuff in Little Hope with you know, more camera control, 360 cameras at certain parts, and we've really leaned on that again, and it really works well. In House of Ashes, lots of the game is set underground, and so these sort of corridors
Well,
are
okay.
really tight and oppressive.
Creepy.
Yeah, indeed. So we've had to learn, because you take away the fixed cameras, and that takes away some opportunities for horror. But we've had to learn new tricks to scare people and, you know, ramp up the tension and you know, the chance for jump scares, which you know some people love. We've also
I don't
got a
love
new
them, they
torch
suck.
mechanic. So you know, it's military themed. So these guys are going to be walking around with weapons, with torches mounted on them. We love the lighting that we do, the sort of really inky black darkness that we have, and sort of the contrast to the bright areas. And so you're going to need to lean on that torch to allow you to see where you're going, what the threat is, and that kind of stuff. We've also done things like added difficulty settings to this game. So in Little Hope, we added you know, QTE warning icons as an example, and we've got some really good positive feedback about that, but also some people want to turn that off. We want to allow you to play the game in your way. So with our accessibility settings and difficulty settings, if you want to have a more casual experience, you can change those settings. Still, most of your characters are going to end up dead, but you know, that's what
Spoilers,
happens,
yeah,
indeed.
but that's what we come here for. That's
Yeah.
okay, we can deal with it. So I've got to ask, what was it like working with Ashley?
So Ashley was fantastic. She researched Rachel. She understood her when she came on the set, which is so refreshing. She knew her inside out. And Rachel is a flawed character, so she brought that through so fantastically. The rest of the cast were fantastic as well.
When we were looking for Joey, Salim helped me.
You didn't tell me this because...
You'd flip your shit.
We want you to connect to these characters and understand them as humans. We want them to seem real because they're real to us. You know, we spend a long time designing them, and I don't mind if you hate any one individual character, because you don't like everyone in real life. But maybe you'll like them when you see the journey they go on.
Maybe you'll like them once they're dead and you feel bad about it.
and you feel bad about it, definitely.
Yeah.
But also, we want you to save them. We want you to try and save them. You know, we know that some people want to get everyone killed straight away, and that's fine. That's their
That's cool.
playthrough. That's what
Yeah.
they want to do. But you know, can you get everyone out alive and save as many as you can?
There's a lot of replayability there.
Indeed,
Goes on
yeah.
forever. I like
Yeah.
that. So, last question. Favourite scene?
Favourite scenes? So, Salim, our Iraqi soldier, and Jason Kolchak, one of the Marines that's there. There's a way that can play out, and a sort of contest between them, and you can make it go in a number of different ways.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's really emotional. Seeing them film it, I was lucky enough to be there, and then seeing that come through in game, I think we've got something.
I agree.
That's
This
gold.
is kind of boring.
And then, of course, I love scaring people, so I love
I
the
mean,
jump scares.
obviously
I love
this guy is
the
very
moments
passionate
of
about his
tension.
title.
that we
But,
bring. We can't hold you in that moment, so we've got some fantastic jokes in there as well to allow you to relax for a moment before we scare you again.
To take your mind off the imminent threat. I like that. Dan, thank you so much. This has been really cool to talk about, and I'm sure, you know, I'm excited and terrified in equal part, and everyone else is just excited, I'm sure of it.
And it's been a real pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to get it into people's hands.
It's going to happen.
Well, okay. Let's get some more weeaboo stuff. What are you doing?
Welcome back to GameSpot's coverage of E3 2021. I'm Lucy James, and joining me is Timur Hussein.
No more bubble guts.
You were doing an interview. And Persia. Hi, Persia. Hello.
How was it?
Good to have you here. Now, we just caught a little press conference there. And I think, is that the record so far for shortest sort of mini press conference? I wouldn't even call it a press conference. It was a dev interview, but we did get to take a look at the Dark Picture anthology at House of Ashes. So Supermassive Games.
That was it?
UK, making that one, being published by Bandai Namco.
Oh my god, that was actually it? You've got to be kidding me. That was not even a presentation. That was it? What? Holy shit. Hold on. Let me just fix this real quick. I'm in tears. That's so crazy. I can't believe it. Let me just fix this image real quick. That literally could have been an email, yeah. Let me just that was all. That's all she wrote. Oh my god, there you go. Let me give you this instead, because this is obviously oh my god, that was actually it. E3 is over. Oh my god. That sucked. Wow. I gotta say, what the flying heck? I can't believe what just happened. That was it. That was it. I couldn't even tell it was happening. Oh my god. I was like, did it start yet? Is this it? And it was. Chaos! I'm going to kill Chaos. Okay, let's open up on Twitter. No, can't find it. I was trying to find. Oh my god! All they showed was that House of Ash developer interview for 8 minutes. I cannot believe what just happened. One game. I don't know why. Holy shit. I cannot believe this. Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Well, thanks, Nintendo. Nintendo at least did something. This is unbelievable. Dude, you missed the whole thing apparently, Grim. All right. Let's do this the right way then, since E3 is over. It's time for the post show. Because, good lord, I spent more time speeding through the No More Heroes showcase to make sure I started this. Okay, hold on. Let's just play some music and start talking about what went right and wrong, because this is... Let's break it down. Okay, so E3 2021. It's all over. The show is done. We could finally recap everything that went down. So let's talk about the various different events that took place over this past weekend and Monday, Tuesday. We're going to take a look. Okay, so starting off, the very first thing, as far as I'm concerned, was the Summer Games Fest by Jeff Keighley. That was pretty solid. You know, it wasn't amazing, but it was consistent. It had plenty of game. It was par for the course for a Jeff Keighley production, including gratuitous musical performances for the various titles. There were Metal Slug Tactics was the biggest reveal for me at that showcase that I was interested in, so I found that to be pretty good. I'm a fan of Metal Slug. I like seeing that sort of thing. Tactics games are great. So, all in all, I ended up not actually finishing that showcase because I had to go run to the store. So, that's all I can really talk about for the Summer Games Fest, but Metal Slug Tactics was definitely the one I was most interested in from that. I skipped over, and we had, of course, Ubisoft Forward. And what's interesting is Ubisoft Forward wasn't actually officially part of the E3 lineup, so, whatever. I guess they just didn't officially sign on to E3. They didn't need to. Their actual presentation was very good. As I've said a number of times, I feel like Ubisoft really handed something for everybody in the gaming industry. Every kind of fan that there was something for them to play. Sports games, action shooters, even Avatar, and the Rabbids too. Assassin's Creed, a full gamut of great different titles, Rainbow Six. So I felt like Ubisoft did a terrific job at covering all of their bases and making an inoffensive show. The worst thing that they did, their biggest faux pas, was one, spending too much time on Ghost Recon or Rainbow Six Extraction or whatever, and two, talking about the TV show and movie, which ultimately weren't that big of a detour anyway, so I give them a good grade. Moving on to Xbox, who has the next presentation I cared about because I skipped just about everything else. I liked a lot the Xbox Bethesda showcase. I felt like there were a lot of different games that really told you this is the time to buy Game Pass because it is worth having. There are a lot of different games that are available. Putting Yakuza Like a Dragon on there as well is something I'm going to play, certainly, because I love Dragon Quest and Yakuza. So it was a perfect launch for me to say, okay, glad I have Game Pass. Hearing about Halo going free-to-play on the multiplayer is kind of like, whoa! I don't know how I feel about that entirely, but you know what? Screw it, more people can play? Okay. That just means microtransactions are going to be an issue. But that's neither here nor there. The other stuff that they showed with the Xbox Bethesda stuff, you know, a little bit of, all we got was a trailer for Starfield, really. It wasn't anything significant. Hearing about more Fallout 76 related stuff, standard fare. Forza Horizon 5. They spent too long on it for my taste, but golly, it was beautiful looking, wasn't it? The Redfall, I believe, is the game that they showed at the very end, which is like a vampire Left 4 Dead. I don't know. We didn't see any gameplay with that either, so it doesn't really matter in the end, does it? All is well in the world. overall, a very good showing from Xbox to show you why it's worth checking out the Xbox brand. I will say that it's unfortunate that there was no Gears of War related news. I would have personally liked that, but what can you do? All in all, though, like I said, a fairly satisfactory presentation, plenty of games to look forward to, but they're not going to come out and, you know, make this all happen in a way that's going to release these games within the next 6 to 12 months. You know, a lot of them are going to be years from now, which is standard for what they show off at an E3 conference, so that's kind of the downside. The Far Cry trailer was nice as well. Square Enix, the other... Chaos. Chaos! I'm going to kill Chaos. I have one mission, and that is to destroy Chaos. This particular showcase, the Square Enix showcase, was one of the worst E3 related showcases I've ever seen in my life. It was just unenjoyable. I was so disappointed because really it was Square Enix in name, but it was mostly just Eidos Montreal. And as one of my friends Slimy likes to always say, you know, I didn't sign up to watch a bunch of French-Canadian game devs, I signed up for Square Enix. So, you know, Chaos is like all I got from that, and also Babylon's Fall. Those are the only two games I was particularly like, yeah, I'd play that. And also the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Admittedly, they spent way too long working on the Guardians of the Galaxy showcase. That was like 15 plus minutes. But the reason they did that is because they had nothing else to show, and this is the first time they're revealing the game. Now, the good thing about Guardians of the Galaxy is that, one, when you take a look at how much content it seems to have, it looks like a Mass Effect game. Just Guardians of the Galaxy skin, and that's a good thing. It looked very competent and well made. So, honestly, I'd say good job on the Guardians of the Galaxy. They showed too much of it. But it seems like a very competent and serious entry for fans of that kind of thing. So, you know, there you have it. Chaos Feed and Seed. Formerly Garland's. So, yeah, there are, I don't know, the chat censors might be automatic. Anyway, moving on, Square Enix overall, I mean, Life is Strange stuff, most of what they showed, I wasn't having a good time. Throwing back to Xbox, Stalker 2. Moving back to Square Enix, what a shit show. I mean, I really did enjoy the trailer. The thing is, everybody else was like, chaos, chaos, and I'm even making that joke now, but reality is, I didn't get bothered by the chaos dialogue. What bothered me was what Jack is wearing. The fact that I'm wearing an outfit not so different from the protagonist says a lot about the costume. So I'm just like, dame, no shabu shabu. That's not for me. But overall, though, it was a good showing from Microsoft on that day. Square Enix, not so much. I skipped the entire next day of presentations. I did not watch the PC game show. I didn't watch a lot of stuff on E3. Admittedly, I read the titles, and I said, okay, nope, not for me. If it was a panel about how to improve the industry, if it was a panel about diversity and inclusion, if it was anything related to not video games explicitly, I passed. Now, I've said this before. I said this yesterday, or the other day on stream as well. There's nothing wrong with diversity and inclusion in games, but there's like a tasteful way to go about it. The right way is the way that Ubisoft did it when they presented their Thunderbird character, how they talked about the ways they worked closely with Hakoda consultants to make sure that the character was true to life, true to the culture. The same thing with their Assassin's Creed coverage, the way that they make sure to get the actual historical context and culture so that you can actually explore that world in that context. I also look at Gears of War as a very good example because the diversity in Gears of War has always been there, and it's always represented every kind of ethnic group around the world, all working together in this fictional universe. Now, talking about inclusivity and diversity are like necessary and important things, that's great, but unless you're actually doing it, shut up. It's a platitude. It's meaningless. Having a panel saying, we need more diversity, does not do more diversity. Having an actual showcase where you, I don't know, do the diversity, actually give people the opportunity to, I don't know, actually put more people in games and give them more opportunities to do stuff. Now, I'm not saying this is rocket science or anything, but it just seems like really common sense to me to fix this. All you need to do is just, I don't know, do it, not be stupid. Like, actually put your money where your mouth is and not just say, like, we need diversity. No, do it for real or shut up. What do I know? I just play video games. Nintendo. I think it's pretty clear to everybody that Nintendo brought the heat this year. They showed more interesting games with actual demos as well afterwards. And they also showed games that are coming up in the near future, which is absolutely essential. Nintendo definitely was the one to beat this year. And, you know, they tend to go last, right? So you think, you know, Nintendo's going to do whatever they're going to do. You expect or hope for Zelda. It comes out. Mario, you hope to see it, whatever. Mario Golf looks very promising. So does Advanced Wars, being just a remaster. It looks really nice. WarioWare. 10 out of 10 for me, day one purchase. I'm a little, not skeptical, but I'm wary of the new way it's going to be played. But you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. Metroid was the thing nobody saw coming that absolutely was the showstopper for a lot of people. Great announcement. The Rabbids, Guardians of the Galaxy, they both made their appearance there. We had Fatal Frame. Yeah, Fatal Frame coming back from the Wii U, right? Amazing. The fact that Fatal Frame actually got pulled off of the Wii U and onto a platform that isn't dead, so that people can actually play that particular title. Danganronpa on the Switch. I was laughing. Also, the very beginning of the show, Kazuya from Tekken in Smash Brothers. Now, there is a win for each and every one of you who plays actual video games, and Tekken is certainly a video game. We've got lots of fighting game representation. The only complaint I have, really, is that Captain Falcon had to be a sacrificial offering. I did not like that. It upset me. I wanted F-Zero news. I did not get F-Zero news. The only news is that there is no news. So it goes. Such is the nature of F-Zero. But there is hope in the future. Pikmin, F-Zero, whatever else you want to see could always happen. But what we did get to see, you know, Zelda was the close of the show, and I felt like it was actually a very weak finale for what it is for a Nintendo showcase. It felt like a very weak Zelda closing. I don't know why. That was just how it felt to me. I wasn't particularly wowed with anything I saw. The Game & Watch is cool. We already know about Skyward Sword, and all we got was some new trailer stuff for Breath of the Wild 2. Cool. They've added some floating islands into the sky. It's a little bit mix of Skyward Sword into Breath of the Wild. I'm not particularly wowed. It is what it is. If Link lost his arm, then he is even more like Venom Snake than we previously thought. Finally, well, actually not finally, we'll talk about the Nintendo Treehouse. Shin Megami Tensei 5 looked great, and the Treehouse demonstration pretty much sold me on that game. I'm actually interested in getting it. I don't care about Persona that much, but Shin Megami Tensei 5, I might play it. I'm down. What's wrong with that? Seems like a perfectly good game. And from what I understand, the demons now follow you in the overworld. So what's going on with you, Game Freak? Why can't you do that, huh? Well, oh well. At least the folks over at Atlas know what they are doing. Good job with Shin Mega 10. So it goes. Man, just what is going on, huh? So the Treehouse. The Treehouse was fine. I felt like it dragged on a little long for Mario Golf. It dragged on a little long for Mario Party. Definitely for Mario Party. We know what Mario Party is by now. Metroid Showcase, amazing to see twice. I mean, we're all going to like that game. If you like Metroid, it's what you've been waiting for. Bada boom. If you like No More Heroes, you got gypped because they didn't put it in the main lineup. Most people don't even know that there was a No More Heroes Nintendo Treehouse event for this particular E3. I didn't know until after the fact. I was disappointed to find that out, but hey, oh well. I'm excited that it exists. I'm just disappointed that it got gypped out of the live stream position. Speaking of, oh, you're approaching me. There's a JoJo reference on the Nintendo of America Twitter. Thank you, Grim, for pointing that out to me. That's crazy. For the Metroid counterattack. Oh, you're approaching me. They actually referenced JoJo. So that intern had a good day, I'm sure. In any case, we can kind of wrap things up. The final press conference after we concluded all the Nintendo live streams for the day was Bandai Namco. And I think every one of us were expecting anything Elden Ring. I forgot to mention this from the Summer Games Fest. They showed Elden Ring for the first time. So, you know, the company behind that, Bandai Namco, you're going to expect something with maybe Elden Ring. Maybe you'll see Dot Hack. Maybe you'll see any anime fighter or anime game. Literally anything. Bandai Namco has their hands in so many different properties. Who's to say what it could be? What we got was shorter than my recap of E3. It was like 8 minutes of talking about House of Ash. That was it. A developer interview. Wow. 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 So anyway, that's my Stanpai E3 recap. I so very appreciate you guys coming around and hanging out with me for this. I am dumbfounded that this actually went down the way it did for the finale. It was like a little... That was it. That was how it ended. You know, I can't believe there was nothing more. Woo! Lordy. Man, so that was E3. I'm so glad you guys are here to join me. I thought we'd be in that stream longer than we were. So I gave you guys the full recap. Here's my question. Any questions? Any questions about E3? Any comments, concerns, whatever? I would like to now welcome people to if you're in the Stanpai server and you did not speak on the stream yet today, I would like to welcome people to let me know. Tell me what's going on. So I guess first up, memory.wipe, if you would like to chime in, I'll take you on to have a little conversation. Let me go ahead and change out this image. To the proper E3 art. There we go. So yeah, E3. Oh man. Yeah, so if you're in the Stanpai Discord server and you like to chime in with your thoughts on E3, I'm going to give you open floor right now. We're going to make it happen. All right, so Grim, you're up first, actually. I'm going to go ahead and tag in Grim. We're going to be in the Twitch streams channel, or the YouTube stream in this case. Grim, you're coming in. Move to streaming. All right, Grim, welcome back to the show, man. Lay it on me.
Okay. What I forgot to talk about is that there was no Earthbound, sadly. But that's fine. That game is fucking forgotten. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that the Verizon one was very... The panel was, or show or whatever was very good, actually.
What did they cover?
They covered diversity in video... no, but they covered diversity in video games, yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that dude had a thin-ass shirt, and he had some fucking massive pointy titties. The dude. He had some fucking good nips. That's all I'll say. If you look at them, they're literally pointing. They're pointing through his shirt, and like he's like, every time like people talk about like diversity in video games, he cuts them off, and it's the funniest shit ever. He's like, very interesting, very interesting. And he talks about Verizon 5G, and that's it. He doesn't give a fuck. He just talks about fucking 5G.
Thank you for bringing that. Thank you for enlightening us.
You have to look at the fucking panel right now.
All right, man. You'll have to grab it for me.
I tried to watch it. I tried to watch it with my friend, and all we could look at was his nipples. They were so large, and they weren't even large. They were just pointy. They were
just pointy. The shirt had a point to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
it was like a thin, like it was perfect. I think, and he was like 5'4". He was not fucking tall at all. So like every woman towered him, and he was like, "Yes, very cool." Fucking cool. I liked it a lot.
Oh man, that's funny.
He brought on a football player, and the football player was not a gamer at all. He was like, "So what kind of video games do you like to play?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I played NBA to whatever the fuck, you know." He just talked about NBA games for an hour, and then he was like, "Mobile games are the future. Mobile games are the future. Yes." He was like, "I'm always on the run. I want to play mobile games." Like, what? I don't give a fuck about mobile games. Who gives a shit? Like,
that's great.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you just have to look at it. It's just the worst shit ever. Like, skim through it. Like, at least. Like, it's fucking, like... And then Gabe and Newell? That was the worst part.
Gabe Newell came in?
You didn't see the Gabe Newell like PC conference? He
No,
was just
I
like,
don't watch the PC game show. I've learned my lesson after the first 3 years.
just look it up. He literally goes on and says nothing. He just does nothing. He says Steam Next Fest, right? He goes like Steam Next Fest is coming up, and people are like screaming about TF2 in chat because TF2 needs updates. Obviously, that's like one of my favorite games ever. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't have a update in like 4 years. But he was just like, Steam has demos. We're putting more demos on the website. Thank you. And that was it. That's all he said. Oh my fucking god, it pissed me off. That was like, I had no idea.
That's so funny, dude.
Look it up. Like you
I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look.
Take a peep. Take a gander. The Verizon.
At the Verizon fail. All right, well, Grim, thanks for popping in. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in a skeleton next. And where can people follow you and check out your art and stuff?
Oh, Grim Comic 1, newgrounds.com.
There you go.
There you go.
This is the way. All right, that is very nice. And let me tell you about 5G.
Yes, exactly. Are you watching it?
No, I just thought I'd repeat what you told me.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, cool.
There's Newgrounds in chat.
For sure. All right, thanks for coming in, Grim. We're going to go ahead and bring in a skeleton next. Go ahead. Disconnected. Bada boom. All right, now we'll move skeleton in. Hopefully this goes well. Skeleton, you are in the chat, my friend. Are you there? Going once. Going twice. Oh.
Okay.
There you are. All right, tell us about your E3, my friend.
Oh, I wasn't here for most of it, but I know my friends enjoyed a lot of it. I watched some things. Mostly I'm happy that overall E3 wasn't terrible.
Well, okay. What was your favorite thing?
Well, my favorite thing mostly is Shin Megami Tensei 5 being re-announced.
Yeah.
It was rocky, mostly because it was made us indefinitely thing.
Right on. So, you haven't really caught a whole lot, but did you catch my recap before you hopped in here?
Oh, yeah, I did.
How do you feel about everything you heard?
Seems like E3.
Yeah, right. That's
everything goes wrong. Nintendo does good. Everybody cheers.
That sounds about right. That is on the money. Awesome. Well, any last comments before we tab again to the next of our callers?
Just want to really just say, like, I know that my brother is going to be really happy over the news of Shin Megami Tensei 5 being re-announced, because both like that. And, yeah.
Right.
Hope you have a nice day.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. All right. We're going to go ahead and bring in Palidia. All right. Let's bring her in. Move to the stream. All right, Palidia, you are on the call.
Hi, Stan. It's me, Palidia. You've spoken to me before.
Yes, I have. What's up, my friend? How was your E3?
Why would you ask that question? I mean, I know that's why I'm in here, but we just got off of Bamco, and you know how excited I was for that. It was terrible.
All right, so first let's give some context. Talk about your excitement for Bamco. Talk about what you were saying. For those who are reading over the chat, calling Bluebird is Palidia. So if you saw it live, but just give us your thoughts going into the Bamco before the actual Bamco.
So I've been hearing whispers of apparently Bamco wanting to maybe rebrand the Dot Hack series because they did it before. Like, they made an MMO about MMO isekai stuff.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. But then they also made a gacha game for, like, the iPhone 4 or something really stupid. So, like, they keep just... they keep announcing stuff before it happens, so I'm on the edge of my seat for when they try to, one, rebrand, or two, re-release, and they finally get it right this time. But I was expecting literally anything other than what we got, so I was just
Yeah, I can't believe House of Ash. Literally, I got in there and I'm like, "Oh, did it start yet? Is this the Bamco showcase? I can't tell." And then, and not only was it, oh my god, it was it was over. It like cut back to the E3 whatever coverage I was watching it on, and it's like that was the short. And I was like, I was dumb. That was it. That was it.
The discussion we've had about the Bamco presentation, it was longer than the Bamco presentation itself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I ordered Uber Eats or whatever the heck right after I finished work at 5 p.m. By the time it got here, Bamco was over. So
That's oh my god.
it was upsetting to say the least. I was not happy. So
God. Yeah, I thought so. Finn Otaku says I thought it was some pre-Bandai Namco showcase interview thing. That's what I thought. I thought it was like it was gonna start after that because it was. There's no way that was Bandai Namco. This is the guys who run the Souls games, the guys who have all the anime games, like all these different things that they have under their belt, and they didn't talk about any of it except for House of Ash.
I think it's because they're gonna transition their stuff to TGS.
I think so. I think Tokyo Game Show is going to be, for a lot of these companies, the answer. And some other notes, there were games that were not shown in the Nintendo Direct for the US that were shown in the Japanese one, such as Super Robot Wars. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, there is stuff out there, but good lord. Let's see. Captain Forrest Falcon, I was chilling in a different tab, waiting for that to start, and then I just hear, that was it? Yeah, that was it. God.
Mirror everybody's sentiment about that. Something I did want to discuss is everyone seemed to be pretty pleased with the Xbox conference, which is mostly fine.
Yeah.
It's just I had some issues with just the homogeny of everything. I was watching that one with a friend, and all I could think is, please no zombies, please no zombies, please no zombies. Because every single game was like a zombie shooter, and I'm just so sick and tired of post-apocalypse. That is the panacea for the uncreative. You just take the current world, you take the people out, and you make everything dirty.
That's the
Congrats.
way. You did
I
it.
hate it.
You did it.
I hate
Congrats, I hate it. Man.
The one other thing that really bothered me was them ending on Redfall.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was interesting, but then like the girls started talking and they sounded like those teen girls who are written by 40-year-old men. Nothing sounds more natural. Nothing sounds more naturally like realistic of a teenage girl than saying this milkshake tastes like blood, death, and strawberries. As the real girls would say. So the writing was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So all right. Xbox, you watched with a friend. That was your takeaway. Too much homogeny. Any other thoughts on just E3 in general and this whole experience for you?
I hate it. I don't like E3. They used to have all kinds of exciting stuff. We used to have the whole, and one more thing. Oh, we forgot to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever excitement we had with E3, it's moved away, but I kind of don't hate that. I just think, like, the game companies need to all in something. I much more prefer these kind of, like, these curated sorry, I'm fighting my cat, she wants to play. I much prefer these curated like Nintendo Directs where they have time to one, discuss things, two, showcase games. It's like you can get like a live E3 presentation with like the scripted emotional swells between the presentation and the visual presentation and the music and everything like that. But I guess you have more control over it. You can play test stuff, and it's more cohesive. If everyone has to show up and bring, okay, well, it's E3, which is summer, so let's bring out some Christmas stuff, but then some people don't have enough, so they're going to show, like, I don't know, Starfield 2022, where it just looks like you're basically in NASA. Nothing really too creative there. I'm hoping for something more there. I'm not really a sci-fi fan, but I would much rather these companies start releasing Bamco Directs, Nintendo Directs, or what Sony's doing. It's it's better. And like, shout out to the one trailer or whatever that just literally wouldn't run. It was like rendered in engine and then it wouldn't run. It was like the plague rat thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember when I was watching that, I was like, is this is this Dishonored? What am I looking at here? I wasn't even sure. I wasn't even sure I was looking at.
Is this a bug or a feature?
Man, I can't believe Captain Falcon got brutalized like that.
I have, you know, prayers go out to the Golden Sun fandom, the F-Zero fandom.
Oh, you're just talking about me.
Oh, I mean, you know, pour one out for the Dot Hack homies too, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Another year, another nothing.
Oh no, ain't that the truth? Thanks for having me, Stan.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's been a pleasure to have you anytime. All right, cool. So
peace out.
Later. So yeah, that's E3, my friends, E3. And if anybody wants to also chime in, you can jump into the VC channels on my server. We will, in the meantime, I'm gonna get these clips that Grim sent to me. We're gonna take a look at some of these because they seem like they're potentially a good time. So first up, we've got Gabe Newell. So let's welcome Gabe N to the show.
Hi, this is Gabe Newell. I want to thank PC Gamer for all of the opportunities it gives us as developers to connect with gamers around the world and highlight the new and exciting projects we have coming. One of those for us is Steam Next Fest, an event we're hosting in just a few days to give players a chance to try demos of upcoming games for free. We'll be featuring some of the demos you'll be seeing during this week's PC Gamer event and dozens more. Here's a look at just some of the titles to be featured during Steam Next Fest.
Welcome to Steam Next Fest, where we're showing a massive collection of upcoming titles on Steam. During the week of the festival, developers from around the world release their demos for you to play.
Time to put on the gamer pants. Let's go.
Oh my god! So go explore the newest titles. From first-time devs to seasoned pros, this is Steam Next Fest.
Oh, fuck. Some of those look pretty good.
Oh, that was great. So that wasn't actually a nothing burger. That was, I mean, it was a demo. That's cool. I mean, I appreciate that. That's certainly better than some of the other garbage we've seen so far. Good Lord. And yeah, once again, we are still taking calls, and I'm gonna also make another announcement over on the Discord server. Just Ooh. That was hilarious. All right, so let's see, Grim. You also sent me the Verizon thing. We're gonna jump through it. I'm not planning on making fun of anybody's bodily appearance, but if he's him, yes, good. Then let's talk more about the mobile is the future. Like that sounds really funny to me. So let's take a look at that. All right, we got to get through the trailers first. All right, we will skip through it. Listen, you praise those things on his chest. All right, let's jump ahead.
Technology that is limited to a single console or platform. What we need, it's a network. And that network is Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband. That is why we're here today, to tell you about Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband's high speed, low latency, massive capacity, and the power of mobile edge compute, or MEC, and how Verizon is powering a gaming revolution.
Let me find him cutting someone off. That's
We're
what I
going to
see.
talk about 3 gaming communities that will benefit the most. The first community is the... So to do this, I want to introduce Nikki Palmer, Verizon's Chief Product and Development Officer. Take it away, Nikki.
Thank you so much, Diego. To get an even better understanding of how Verizon 5G is making permanent transformations within gaming, I want to tell you their performance enable
organization or a ton of different
Among
technologies.
Us.
We have a virtual.
I'm going to turn it back over to Diego.
Wow. Thanks, Nikki. I totally agree. It's fantastic to see that gaming center come to life. Now, let's move on to the third and big.
Here's the guy.
Are more realistic. Networks have gotten better, and you can play with a group of people all over the world, so you don't even have to be in the same state or city. You can be playing with a friend in a whole nother country, which is amazing.
Oh my God, it's amazing, and you can't believe what 2 decades of innovation can do to the game. So, as you think about the future, what do you want to see next?
Madden NFL is already delivering a lot, but I'd love to see more new modes and experience with deeper and authenticity and to what it's like to be on the field. You know, I want to feel like I'm in this moment as a player. I want to feel like I'm out there. So more engagement with opportunities to connect with people and other people across the world. So being able to be mobile, because I'm constantly on the go as an athlete, so I want to be able to connect with my friends mobilely too.
Oh, that's really cool. And listen, I'm glad that you mentioned mobile because we believe at Verizon that mobile is the future. We ended the year, and I'm going to hear this number.
You're right.
17,000.
What a genuine, what an organic transition that was.
And we expect to have by the end of the year 30,000, so everybody can enjoy 5G. So I tell you, this kind of expansion means that the powerful connection you need for console quality gaming experience on mobile, like the one you want, will continue to grow very quickly. And here's another thing. We are taking it also to the next level because we are combining this power of the Verizon network with the creativity of the developers of EA. Their team will work with our 5G labs to innovate using 5G.
But the problems we're solving are rarely easy. What I will say is that we're absolutely. Let's work on videos now.
Oh, an ad. All right, that's enough of this one. Go back to Gabe Newell, right? Oh man. So yeah, I mean, all in all, E3. Yeah, what the deal with that? Todd Howard was barely on the show. What an E3. I feel like, all right, you know, I think this is kind of it. What more is there? It was a lackluster E3. For me, there were some good shows from Xbox, Ubisoft. You know. What can I say? It was weak. If it wasn't those 3 showcases, it was pretty much weak. From what I've been hearing, Final Fantasy Origins is actually, the demo is pretty fun. I don't have a PS5, so I can't really weigh in on that, but I would like to, if I could. But I can't. I'll probably grab Shin Megami Tensei. I'm kind of feeling it. All right, we're going to bring in, next up, Slimy Goo is coming in to the call. Hello, Slimy Goo, and welcome to the E3 post-show. We've been talking about what we saw, what we loved, what we hated. And so, first off, give us the word, man. What do you think of E3?
Firstly, I just gotta say, Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, Baba Booey.
Okay.
Secondly, are we talking specifically about Nintendo? Or are we talking about E3 in general?
It's fair game. This is the post show. I mean,
all of it.
Yeah, we were talking. We were talking Nintendo earlier. You can jump into any point of the show you want to.
Well, let's see here. The parts I saw of the show I saw was Microsoft I'm sorry, I am eating chicken.
Delicious.
Yeah.
What kind of chicken?
It was like marinating some balsamic, and then grilled. Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My
the
Italian kitchen.
Of course. So the first thing I saw was Microsoft. Overall, I thought it was okay. I'd say it was kind of mid in places. I'm more intrigued by the Halo stuff just because it looks like something I would actually play.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that the multiplayer is going to be separate.
Yes, absolutely. That was unexpected.
And then after that, well, let's see, Sony fans on Suicide Watch. Aren't they doing a show in like 2 weeks or something?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't keep an eye on that sort of thing anymore. Like, it's not E3. What's the point, right? They don't. What's their state of play or whatever? That's their.
I don't know. After the PS4 generation, I couldn't give a rat's ass what Sony does.
Yeah.
You will not see me buy a PS5 at any point. My PC is serving me very well. Let's see. After that was the absolute abysmal showing from Square Enix. And you know, I gotta keep. We kind of have to keep our expectations low for this year because you know this is the first one post pandemic. Everyone's hasn't been working. You know, they've been doing their best, obviously, but it's safe to say that development on a lot of games has been slowed down. So you know, if they don't have a whole lot of crazy stuff to share, that makes sense.
Xbox Fridge. Did you hear about that?
The Xbox Fridge.
I've heard people mention that. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Well, the joke was that the Xbox Series X looks like a fridge.
Right.
And I think Microsoft said, "Screw it, we're just gonna make a real fridge that looks like an Xbox Series X."
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But yeah. I have to be careful talking about the Square Enix one. Because he told me not to get too nasty in here.
Well, I paraphrased you earlier with the whole, you know, if you wanted to watch French Canadians or whatever. How did you word that?
I believe it was, if I wanted to watch some French Canadian cringe, I'd load up some Philip and Terrence.
That was what you said. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
but that was it. Like, I load up this stream to see Square Enix show off whatever the heck they got, whatever kind of Final Fantasy silliness they have. And I would have taken like an extensive presentation on like, oh, whatever their new FF14 expansion is, or maybe like a vertical slice of 16. But instead of basically there was no Square Enix. There was just the cringy frickin' French Canadian studios that they've been conscripting. And I'm not strictly talking. I mean, I know Eidos Montreal makes good games. That Guardians of the Galaxy game does not look like it's going to be one of them.
I actually disagree. To me, it looks like a fair attempt at a Guardians of the Galaxy Mass Effect without, I mean, like, better than the other Marvel game, but like, I feel like it's going to be competent. I feel like it'll be serviceable just at a glance.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be my favorite game, but
I don't know. It's just the dialogue kind of reeked of like, I don't know. It felt very Jake Paulish to me for some reason, and I don't think it helped that Star-Lord was looking a little bit like I'm saying he looks like he belongs on a Keemstar headline that says something along the lines of YouTube cotton grooming scandal. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, dude!
It's just so it looks so bad. I couldn't give a rat's ass about Life is Strange at all. Mobile games, great. Like the 50 million Final Fantasy mobile games that are just there to take your money away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, you watch them fight and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound about right. I mean, that's not a game I would want to spend. That's like a weekend rental.
Weekend rental.
Yeah, I mean, no, legitimately.
No, that is you go over to your friend's house and your friend has rented it for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not shelling out money for that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did show off a couple of Final Fantasy mobile things. I've been forgetting about those. We've already known about The Last Soldier. They showed off a teaser for Intergrade, all that stuff. But
and then the like 3 seconds at the end of FF16. And of
what
course
the
there
hell
was
was
strangers.
that?
What?
Why did they only do 3 seconds?
Dude, it's a bad conference. I don't know what else to tell you.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
You got some more chicken in here.
Delicious. All right, so I mean, what was good then? Because E3 for the most part was kind of it wasn't so grand, but surely some good came away from it. So let me hear some of the other stuff.
I'd say Nintendo was good, of course. I mean, like saying like Nintendo won E3 is like saying Floyd Mayweather beat a baby in a boxing match. It's just not fair.
Oh, that's fair enough.
All the people on Twitter who have been complaining about SMT5 have finally been fed.
Yeah,
that's good.
It looks great.
I'm
super down.
Apparently, they did show off No More Heroes 3. It was just after.
Yeah, I covered it at the beginning of this stream. I was so mad they didn't put it in the lineup.
I don't know why, dude.
I think it's because of the maturity.
That could be it.
I think that's the reason. And like, imagine being Suda and finding that out after the fact.
God, I'd be mad.
I'd be so upset. He keeps getting the short end of the stick on a lot of stuff, but you know what? Whatever. This is a day one purchase for me. I love No More Heroes.
No, a lot of the other stuff looks good. Mario Golf Super Rush just keeps looking better and better to me just because I loved Wii Sports Golf. I played the crap out of it. And the fact that it's basically Wii Sports Golf with Mario and a bunch of other crazy freaking game modes seems good.
Yeah. I honestly like that. I appreciated it.
The new Advance Wars remakes look pretty. Metroid fans have been fed as well. Kazuya and Smash finally got some Breath of the Wild footage. It's just, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good... as far as Nintendo Directs go, I'd say it's pretty good. I don't know about as far as E3 Directs go, but, competition wasn't exactly stiff this year.
No, it wasn't. I mean, like you said, the bar is so low. Earlier we had Rotok on the show, and he said, as he put it, it was like the bar was set for Limbo, and Nintendo was doing High Jump. Like, it was just totally a mismatch on what was going on, and that's how low the bar was. But I still think
like Usain Bolt at a high school track meet, bro. It's just a tragedy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, well, thanks, Slime. You do any closing remarks before we tag in our next guest?
I don't have too many funny jokes. Just I'm gonna go back to eating my chicken. Thanks for having me on the program, Stan.
Happy to have you, buddy. All right, catch you later.
See you around, bud.
All right, next up, we have now got Wild Arms 7K. You are on the line to talk about E3 and all you felt about it.
Hi, Stanpai.
Hi.
Thanks for having me on your show. I've heard,
yeah.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Very cool. Very cool, man.
Yeah, I mean E3. I thought Nintendo's conference was stronger than I was expecting.
Mhm.
I am disappointed that there was no hardware announced prior, like has been rumored every year for E3 for
Right.
the last 4 years.
Eventually it'll be right.
Eventually, the rumor name I have floating around right now, they've got Super Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Super Switch.
Yeah.
But back to real news with real things that happened. Metroid Dread is day one by 100%.
Yeah, I hear that. For me, it's I'm not like a Super Metroid fan. Well, that I haven't actually played Super Metroid, but I mean to say is I'm not a
Right,
super
yes,
big fan of
yeah.
the franchise. I like it, but it's not one of my go-tos, but I still like what I saw.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, it's such a long time since we had one. They were saying 19 years since an original story, but like we had Samus Returns on the 3DS, which is I'm assuming the same engine they built this off of. They
Yeah,
just
I
decided
think
to put it
that
on
was.
Switch.
I think that's kind of their approach to these titles. It's a lot of let's make a remaster and then make the next game off of what we learned making the remaster.
Yep. Pokemon's been doing it for how long?
Yeah, the Let's Go thing. Yeah, that was a good example as well.
I mean, at any of them, like, because you would have Soul Silver in between Gen 4 and 5.
Right,
You'd have that
right.
Omega Ruby Sapphire in between X and Y, and Sun and Moon. Like
Yeah.
they just they
Right.
always have those remake half steps to kind of figure out like how to develop for the hardware before they kind of go through with it. Which is also interesting that they've got that new Pokemon game that was not 83 for Pearl and Diamond remakes.
Yeah.
Because those are being handled by a completely different studio than Game Freak.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of glad that Pokemon didn't take up any time.
Me too. Just because they have their own directs now, like they've been doing their own thing. They're pretty successful. Like maybe a small mention of like it's just like a 60-second trailer for like Pearl Diamond remakes and just explain some new feature. Like I would have been fine with that. But like, who knows? Maybe we'll get another Pokemon Direct after we get our Sakurai explanation to why Jin is in the game from Tekken.
Yeah, why Kazuya instead of Jin?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I was wondering the whole time.
I was like, why is it Kazuya? Like, why it's got to be either Jin or Heihachi. Why is it Kazuya?
Right. I was like, what?
I wondered the same. Maybe it's the whole villains angle, and they didn't go with Heihachi because of voice actor reasons. From what I understand, they have avoided casting, or they've avoided putting old Heihachi into games because his voice actor passed away. So that could be a very good reason for that. And that's why he's young Heihachi in the newer ones that have him in it, because it's a different actor.
Okay,
So, yeah.
that's fair.
But why for Smash? why
why
Kazuya?
for Smash?
Why Kazuya?
Why not Goku? Just
Yeah.
do it at that point. They put the Kakarot game on there for they announced for Switch.
Well, they already put Gohan when Dragon Quest got added.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need any more Gokus.
Yeah, you've got all the Gohans on the cover from Dragon Quest.
Exactly. So you've got more than enough.
But we could switch gears here and talk about the Capcom
Yeah,
conference.
go ahead.
What the hell were they thinking?
Advertising.
That was awful. That was 3 games I already knew existed are out or coming out in a month, and like nothing like new, no new surprise, no like, hey, we're working on Mega Man X9.
I think they revealed the crossover content for Rise and Stories. You can get the Palico outfit. Oh baby.
And the did you watch like all of the conferences?
No, as I've made a point earlier in the show, before you tuned in, I was saying that I skipped everything that had a non-video game focused panel. So if it was talking about like, diversity and inclusion seems to be the big one this year, but I skipped all of those panels basically.
Okay. Did you skip the Razer panel?
So Grim was in here earlier and he talked a little bit about it. But I heard about there were some masks with exchangeable lights or something.
Yeah, the masks with programmable LEDs. And they also have like filters, and it's a clear window so you can actually see someone's mouth.
Okay.
And they're like, I think they said they were $200 or $250.
It better keep you safe. You better never get sick ever again.
Right. Mask is cool. It like they took such a long time developing it that I think they were like, you know what? If we just do it, there's people who will want this regardless of if they need it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
My thing I was gonna bring up with them, they said the words ultra thin like 100 times.
So ultra thin is the Razer equivalent of Chaos.
Yes.
The Final Fantasy Origins Chaos is Razer's ultra thin. Got it. I'm going to kill Chaos.
Chaos. The absurd thing to me was they came out and they had like a laptop power brick. And they're like, this is what the power bricks normally look like, blah blah blah, for our laptops. And I was thinking like, oh cool, they changed the power brick for their new laptop that they're coming out. It's not gonna be as chunky. They show a new one. I go, wow, that's like super slim. And they're like, yeah, enough power to power your laptop, 4 extra USB ports. It's this great new charger. Like it's literally the size of like a large phone charger, like compared to an actual like laptop brick, like an Xbox One size brick. And then I'm like, wow, they're gonna include this cool charger with this great gaming laptop. All right, that makes the $1,800 price easier to swallow. And then they go, and you can buy this starting now for $179.99. And I'm like, they're charging that much for a USB charger?
That's it. All right,
I recommend looking that up.
Oh, sure. All right, the metal says you got to your computer for the day. You missed everything. Nintendo was good. Take a look at that. That's all you need to know about for today. Oh man, what a mess. What a mess. All right, so any other remarks before we cut you loose here?
Oh, I mean, we can go back a little bit further. We've got the Xbox Bethesda conference. Game Pass is cool.
The Game Pass is cool.
And everything else is like, yeah, that game looks neat. And like, if it wasn't on Game Pass, I probably wouldn't play that game.
Game Pass is a good service just for that purpose.
Yep. Like, I would have maybe bought Forza Horizon 4, but like now I'm definitely going to download it and play it because it's free essentially.
5. Horizon
Halo.
5. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Halo. Yeah.
Halo.
Free to play.
That on Game Pass. Like I would have bought that at like day one, but now it's whatever. So like Microsoft's got me because I would probably buy 1 to 2 games from them a year, but now I can just pay for a year of games and then try ones that might even be not worth it.
Right. Yeah. You get to, and I mean they give you the discount if you decide to buy it. Not that that's a big enough of a deal, but I mean most of these games like Gears 4, Gears 5, and then whatever, you would stop playing them once the next one comes out anyway. So it's not like you'd be looking back, oh man, I really want to go back and play Gears 4 again, like if a newer Gears has come out. Speaking of, there was no mention of Gears, which I was a little disappointed about, but that's okay.
You're a big Gears fan?
Oh, I love Gears.
I did not know that about
you.
you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. I guess it's not like a thing I usually talk about because who the hell talks about Gears of War?
I have a friend who has a Gears of War tattoo and will like immediately say, it's the best. Microsoft's the best game company, so innovative. Like he's a total ex-bro, like 100%.
Got the backwards cap and the cargo shorts.
Yeah, big baggy cargo shorts because he's a kind of like a bigger like I like metal guy, but like weird metal. Like he's like really into Dream Theater. Do you even know what Dream Theater is? Because I didn't until I talked to this kid.
Tell me about Dream Theater.
Well, they weren't at E3, I can tell you that much. It's honestly they sound almost exactly like the Black Mages.
Okay.
You know the Final Fantasy Japanese metal cover band?
Yeah.
Like all of your music sounds so close to what like the Black Mages does just for their stuff. So it's a very orchestral, like heavy metal vibe.
Yeah.
But then I show this kid like, oh cool, so like Black Mages, like they do music sounds very similar to this. And he goes, that is nothing like that. That's video game music. I go, okay. Like
that's really
whatever,
funny,
man.
dude.
So for some homework, go listen to Dream Theater and then go listen to the Black Mages
and see if they sound different or not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
But as far as who won E3, I mean Nintendo did, but it's like they didn't really wow me. Like nothing's really wowed me yet this year. Has anything wowed you?
So I'm wowed at how bad some of the stuff was. Admittedly,
yep.
I was like impressed by how actually garbage some things were. Bandai Namco being only 8 minutes, a single game, that blew my mind. And I often laugh rather than cry, so that's a good example. Beyond that, we've also got, Nintendo wowed me with WarioWare. I've said that a few times today. I love that series so very much.
Like, I was extra surprised by WarioWare. Like, Metroid, the fact that we are essentially getting 2 Metroid games on the Switch.
Because of Prime?
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there were some bangers today.
It's got everyone.
There were some bangers today, I must say. Shin Megami Tensei 5 looks like a banger.
Yeah. And like, as soon as it came up, though, I'm like, oh yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5. They announced this forever ago, but it's neat to see it. And the chat for Twitch is just like, oh my god, Persona! My god! I'm like, no, what are you guys talking
Low
about?
IQ. It can't be helped, man. That's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, all in all, I think like I was happy with Nintendo, Ubisoft, and Xbox. I was happy with all 3 of those, and everything else can pretty much go out the window. I've been laughing about Final Fantasy Origins, and it's like it became a thing where I was just like sick of it until the point it went back around and became a thing I like now. Like I was so, because of how Jack, the main character, is dressed in just a normal t-shirt and pants, like that bothered the hell out of me because it's a fantasy game. Why is he dressed like us, right? But I eventually I went
Big
full
strong American.
Yeah, no, like I went full circle into like being frustrated about it until now I love it. And like I uploaded 2 videos in the same day about it. I made like an animatic thing, and I also made a classic AMV. Like I made a 2005 style AMV. We're talking the highest resolution is 240p. You know, or no, I think it's 360p or 480, but you should watch it in 240. But yeah, and of course it's a bodies AMV. It's a bodies AMV.
Yeah, no, you sent that to me.
Yeah, I mean you gotta go. I'm for the audience
Right.
who hasn't seen it yet, you know. So yeah, so I mean,
get all your plugs out there. Hey, you know, you all can talk to Stan about anything, really.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, good for you, the metal. You're gonna cosplay Jack. No one can stop you. Kill
Wait, is
chaos.
The metal as in I am the metal?
I'm a the metal. Yeah, Tommy.
I love Tommy. I love his podcast.
There you go.
Do a cross promotion.
There you go. Yeah, and well, he hasn't seen any of the stuff today, but he's in the chat now. So there you go. Chaos. Check out his X Diamond Chaos comic. And yeah. So right on. Well, Wild Arms 7K, a man with a name from a game that we both like a lot but never finished. Our mutual claim to fame. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Love you. Love you. Goodbye.
Love you long time. Farewell. All right, we're going to go ahead and queue up Kibby Supreme. It is time. Kibby Supreme, you are now on the show.
Hello.
Kibby Supreme, you are now on the show. Oh, I hear
All right.
myself.
Oh man, this is really disorienting.
All
Hold
right,
on.
quick, mute the stream. Mute the stream. Mute the stream. Mute the stream.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, we're good. We're
All
good.
right. Am I heard? Let me just. There we go.
Yes.
Much better.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
cool.
on speaker, so.
Restart.
All right.
Hello, Kibby Supreme. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
right.
It's nice to be on here. First time calling up.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about E3. You had an adventure. Tell me about your feelings on what you witnessed, the whole show, everything.
Okay, so starting off, as a person who only expected like maybe 1 or 2 games or titles that I was really looking forward to, and it's kind of unfortunate. I'm one of those fans that really loves to hope for certain games because I'm very passionate about, like, for instance, Bayonetta. I'm very passionate about Mega Man X as a franchise, and some similar adjacent franchises in general that don't get much to love but have a very devoted following to it. But for Bayonetta, yeah, I was not expecting anything this E3. We already know from when the first announcement was given, 2017, I believe, or no, I genuinely do not.
It's been
remember.
so long at this point. Who even knows?
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago since the first announcement, or well, the first teaser was released for the game, and man, it's very unfortunate to see that the same trend has stuck up where we don't get to see any news on it. But I mean, who knows? It'll come out when it comes out, because from what we see so far, Platinum so far has their hands full. They have what was it, Babylon Falls? Or
Babylon's Fall, yeah.
Yeah, Babylon's Fall. Yeah, they have that in works right now. I'm kind of concerned in general for Platinum because it seems that they're very busy.
Yeah,
at the
they're
moment
taking
with
on
all
way
these
too much at a time. Yeah. That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. This year's E3 definitely hit hard by COVID, I would imagine, after like last year's delay. And now we get this, and we don't really get to see much polished stuff, or like, well, not polished, but too many exciting titles. If this is really the few times where I follow E3. I think the last time I actually followed like E3 like dedicated was just 2019, and then or not 2019, 2018. Then I didn't follow 2019's one. So I really was not expecting anything from this year. That being said, I was pleasantly surprised. To start it off with, I would say the one that I was most pleasantly surprised by was Metroid. I was not expecting Metroid.
Absolutely, hell yeah.
I think it's nice that the Metroid fans get their own game after so long. And I think another pleasant surprise also would definitely be Advance Wars. My boyfriend was very excited for Advance Wars. I have not played the original games, and I'm definitely looking forward to at least getting this one for the Switch because I want to get into his favorite franchise. And it's nice to see that like we have some love given to the Advance Wars fans as well.
For sure, for sure. And I expected Fire Emblem, and the fact it's funny, like I expected Fire Emblem, but I'm quite happy that it was Advance Wars, and it covers the same, the same niche, but without the dating. And they were saying the reason that they were not bringing back Advance Wars, though they were open to it, was that it's hard to, because Fire Emblem has specific characters that make it easy to build up like a dating sim kind of environment. That's what Advance Wars is lacking. Aside from the commanding officers, they don't have that at all. So this is a good way for them to test the waters, see if people will pick up Advance Wars or not, and then
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm glad that this year we actually got some Advance Wars content and not just like Fire Emblem.
What really gets me, you mentioned the COVID thing, and when I think about it, look at what Nintendo achieved, including having Nintendo Directs between the last E3 and this one. So I almost have to say, is COVID just a crutch for some of these places? And I'm not going to underplay how serious this was for a lot of different countries, especially, depending on where you live, it's a bigger deal than in others. But, if Nintendo was able to bring so much to the table in this E3, then what was stopping those other places from developing something worth sharing? You know what I mean? Like if somebody pulled it off,
Yeah, I would agree. I think one thing to say for certain, it's likely that Japan is just a little bit more different because I'm not sure how many developers, for instance, are contracted, not like or like actually working, not from remotely, but rather in person, and it's possible that like it's very different in Japan for a lot of the Japanese companies. That being said, as evidence with Square Enix, as well as Capcom, we didn't really get to see a lot,
right?
Unfortunately. Oh yeah, that also reminds me, Capcom's presentation. Man, very disappointing. When I first saw Square Enix's, I thought that we reached a little bit of a new low for E3 in terms of presentations, because the first 15 minutes of the Guardians showcase, I was zoning out. I was not paying attention. I just completely zoned out like in the middle of it, and I'm just wondering, man, we're spending an awful lot of time on this one.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
You knew it. Like, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, oh dear. Not to mention, it was followed immediately by more Marvel.
Oh my God, I know.
That's great. So, and then like half an hour later, just everything from the non-Japanese division of Square Enix.
Yeah,
we see that, only to finally see the origin trailer.
Chaos! Chaos posting is at an all-time high.
Man, when you were talking about like the design, I'm just not, my suspension of disbelief is not really like taken into question at this time, especially because after seeing Final Fantasy 15, the fact that there's straight up a car in there.
Yeah.
Not even like a fantasy looking car, just
a car.
A car.
Magitech, fine, but a car, forget it.
I'm just not even questioning things anymore. I'm just letting like
Let it
the
ride.
company just feed me.
I mean, it's Tetsuya Nomura. You know what you're getting, I suppose.
Yeah.
I can't help but thank him. I mean, I even put him in the special thanks of my my animatic, just because like if it wasn't for him, I know it wouldn't be without him.
Yeah,
God.
it was a great animatic.
Thank you.
I also think I think as an artist, I think when it comes to a lot of these games, I was not really too excited for most of like the shooters or some of the more of the AAA titles. When I saw Life is Strange, I just went no thanks. Some of the games from Xbox, for instance, I'm not really a huge Halo fan. That being said, when I saw Forza Horizon 5, I was looking forward to that. I love seeing beautiful environments in games. That was exciting.
Absolutely.
But I'm trying to recall the Ubisoft one now, because when I saw Ubisoft's presentation, some of the games I already knew were announced. I like the Sport Night jokes from the first day.
Yeah, Sport Night was the way to go.
Absolutely. I think Ubisoft definitely did all right this year. Thank God, no cringe this year. I think in general they did pretty well, so I'd give them a B if I were to rate them. Definitely spent a little bit too much time on Rainbow Six Siege.
Agreed.
I don't think anything that's not game related should really have place in E3. This also extends to mobile games. I don't think movies. I don't think mobile games should have really a huge focus in E3 for any year. It's usually a huge mood killer for me. So I was not really a fan of that. However, it seems that they have a solid lineup. So I'll be keeping an eye out for those games, especially what was it, Valhalla? I could be wrong.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That one I'm very curious about. My boyfriend is Swedish, so like I think he might like it. Let's see. And after Ubisoft, we go into I already talked a little bit about Xbox, so I'll skip that. Yeah, Square Enix.
Yeah.
Enix wasn't that great this year. Yeah, no questions asked. Capcom sucked. I would give them a 0. Just they didn't have anything to show other than DLC, and even then, it was just, oh, here's a reminder, we're still making this, and just like the localization. Other than that, nothing remarkable. Yeah, F. And then moving on to let's see, Nintendo. Man, Nintendo. I was really, I think that was really the one I was hoping for the most, but not so much for like what a lot of too many fans were hoping for, because I was really only hoping for 2 titles. Well, I wasn't hoping for Bayonetta. Because
you knew better. You knew better than to hope.
Yeah, I was not hoping for Bayonetta. That being said, I was definitely hoping for after the release of Miitopia from last Direct during February. I was very excited to get Miitopia. I got it. I'm having a blast with it. That being said, I was at least hoping for announcement on anything Miitopia related, or not Miitopia,
Tomodachi Life.
Tomodachi related, and I think I'm hoping next Direct, which I think will be September, they might say something on it, but I'm really not expecting anything.
Right. Yeah.
For that, so bummer. That's just a bummer.
So it goes.
However, it's kind of interesting to see a lot of fans that kind of got what they wanted also more pissed off, because I'm very I guess like I'm not really hoping too much for anything this year, so I'm not too disappointed. There are a lot of people I noticed are super disappointed.
It's very strange to me to see Nintendo fans that are like unhappy with the Nintendo Direct because there was nothing you could ask for. Like, even if it wasn't the game that you wanted, there were games that were clearly well wanted by others. So, like, all right, F-Zero is my jam. I've been pushing F-Zero, especially all last year. I got really hardcore into it for the first time, really. And, you know, so for me, I'm sitting there thinking, please, let's get a new F-Zero for the 30th anniversary. This is our last chance.
Absolutely.
And
I think F-Zero fans really have it bad. I wouldn't even as a Mega Man X fan, I wouldn't even compare our our issues because even though we haven't gotten a new X game since 2004 because X8 came out 2004, we still have X Dive. It's a gacha game, but it's still something.
Right.
And it's updated graphics and everything, so that's cool.
You know, it would be such a monkey's paw if they gave us an F-Zero gacha, and they could, because there are so many pilots in F-Zero that it could absolutely happen. But
I think the last hope for the series, sadly, I think might be a gacha game. I'm sorry to say.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I can only pray.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see like an F-Zero X remake just to kind of test the same thing, test the waters, improve the graphics of F-Zero X, give it some online functionality, see if people buy it. If they do, great, continue with F-Zero. But, you know, seeing Captain Falcon thrown off of that cliff made me audibly scream. So I don't know what else there is to say about it. You know, Metroid coming back, WarioWare, fantastic news, and so many other great titles. So I think Nintendo... you can't complain. It's not like they didn't bring anything.
I cannot complain. That announcement was really funny. I could talk like a lot about that one because my friend he predicted and I even told him I think it might be a game from like a Japanese company or like a character from that company, and he was like really hoping that it'd be like Master Chief or like was expecting it to be Master Chief because he knows Microsoft is like $1 billion corporation, so he was expecting that Smash might have like Master Chief in it for all we know, especially after we got Steve from Minecraft in it now.
I would expect Master Chief maybe be I said this earlier with another caller, but Master Chief finishes the fight would be the greatest final tagline for the
absolutely.
end of the Fighter Pass.
And I definitely was pleasantly surprised to see Tekken. I was not expecting Kazuya.
No,
I really know Panda can be like.
I mean, look, like I was saying, why isn't it Jin or Heihachi? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kazuya? Really?
I want Panda.
I want Paul Phoenix, bro. I want Paul. That's my Tekken pick.
Also Mokujin. I fucking love.
Yeah, Mokujin's the way to go. That's for sure. Yoshimitsu also. We don't have enough samurai.
We don't.
Yoshimitsu could really double as a Tekken and Soul Calibur. That's actually a decent pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even an anime swordsman. He's just a samurai.
Yeah, that's really true. I love the designs in Tekken. So it was definitely a pleasant surprise to see Tekken in the Smash lineup. So that's something to look forward to. And then ultimately I was just very satisfied with the Nintendo presentation. I wasn't a Monster Hunter fan. I wasn't like huge giant like Advance Wars fan. I wasn't I even like Danganronpa, but even then I'm not a huge Danganronpa fan myself. But I was very happy for the people that like got these titles, and it's something to really look forward to. Still holding out for Bayonetta, so let's see if there's any news of that in the next Direct. Hopefully September. And lastly, I already mentioned Capcom, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
How I'm just utterly like, man, they had nothing. They could have said anything on X. No, nothing. And then lastly, Banco. Nothing to say there.
Nothing to say there.
No, absolutely nothing. We talked so long that that lasted longer than that presentation.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Oh well. Well, Kibby, thank you for coming on. Any closing remarks before we wrap up?
All right. Nothing much, but I guess see you guys next stream.
Hope so.
Hope see you guys next E3. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they have for I guess even are you gonna direct stream the next Nintendo Direct?
You know, I like this was kind of a test run to see how things go, because I haven't really done it live like this before on YouTube. I think the first example of it was the Dragon Quest show a couple weeks ago, and then I continued with the E3. So if I have the availability and the opportunity, I will most likely be streaming these again, because this was a pretty good time. So hopefully, yes.
That's just awesome. I'm looking forward to at least seeing the next stream. So I'll see you guys there. Hopefully
right.
I'll call in next time.
You
But
got
yes.
me, Naina.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Kibby. Alrighty, and with that, that wraps up this year's E3 coverage on the Stanpai channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this grand adventure, as tumultuous as it was. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you who chose to stop in and watch the show with me after the fact and what have you. Checked out my videos that I've uploaded about various things, or watching them after the fact if you're watching an archive of this stream. Thanks for tuning in and catching it all the way through. But that about sums things up for this year's E3. All in all, COVID gives them a little bit of of wiggle room, but yes, chaos. That's it. When in doubt, chaos. Thank you to everybody who was part of the show. Thank you, all the callers, and for those of you in the chat and otherwise. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you hopefully for the next event where we will stream together. I'll talk to you later.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission. Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. Thirst.
Move aside! You're dust!
You sure chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the shrine of chaos. He's here. We just have to hunt him down.
Feel the pain!
The darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.